What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour on 990 WBOB, the number one radio program for all things Bryant athletics. I'm Brian Kostiw, reporting to you remotely. I'm joined alongside, as always, by Matthew Carvalho in our Sprout co-working studios. Matt, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Brian. Great to talk to you tonight. Another show, Brian. I almost called you Tom. That would have been an insult. I just had to deal with him for an hour.
It's all fair. Listen, Matt, you do a great job for us down there in Providence, and anchoring with your show into Tom's, and now into the 8 o'clock segment here. So we're glad to have you joining us along here, Matt. So it's a great time, and yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We got some great guests coming up in just a few short minutes. First of all, we're going to be joined by Abdel Talabi from the Bryant men's soccer team to break down his team's 2-1 victory over in-state rival Providence. Then in our 8:30 slot, head football coach Chris Merritt will be back to join us once again to discuss his team's home opening win over Bentley University and the official unveiling of the new Navigate Credit Union Fieldhouse. And then finally tonight, we're going to look forward to the future of Bryant football and athletics as a whole. But first, we're going to reflect and talk with one of the key pieces of our football program's past and catch up with one of the best to ever don the black and gold. All-time great football tight end and class of 2012 graduate Matt Tracey will join the call to break down his experience returning to Smithfield this weekend and seeing all the progress that has been made. So, Matt, let me tell you, it is going to be a great episode, from players, coaches, former players. We have it all tonight. It's going to be a great show. So, first of all, Matt, just a whole lot going down in the world of Bryant athletics this weekend. First of all, we'll start off with the football team defeating Bentley University in the team's home opener, which was a great one. I know we previewed that on Tom's show just a couple minutes ago, but Bryant football improved to 2-1 this season after defeating former NE10 rival Bentley 42-6 on Saturday in the team's home opener, debuting the all-new Navigate Credit Union Fieldhouse at Burns Stadium. We'll talk about more of that in just a second. Bryant set the tone early when linebacker Andre Smith blocked a punt on Bentley's opening drive, which Zaheem Kollick would recover for a touchdown, opening the game and putting the Bulldogs up 7-0 early. Then, on Bryant's first offensive drive of the game, Brendan Meyer would complete a touchdown pass to Tristan Riley. Meyer would finish the day 24 of 33 passing with 255 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. On the ground, Elijah Elliott, Dylan Kedzior, and Grant Robinson all had rushing touchdowns for the black and gold. As I said, Riley had a touchdown grab, as did Zaheem Kollick, both having touchdown grabs in the victory. Kollick finished the day with 6 receptions for 87 yards and the score. On the defensive end, Michael Oddie, the preseason CAA All-Conference nod, shined, along with Michael Grant, Max Villar, all recording sacks, and then Sean Hunt recorded an interception. Bryant finished the game outgaining Bentley 395 to 194, a dominant win for the Bulldogs. They will take on Campbell in CAA play next weekend. So it's going to be a great competition for the Bulldogs. We'll talk about more of that with Coach Merritt in just a minute. And then highlighting our men's soccer team, who took down PC on Saturday. Again, the Bryant Bulldogs are currently ranked number 17 in the nation. It is their highest ranking in school history. So, absolutely historic things going on there. So just down the road on Saturday night, while great things were happening up at the new Navigate Credit Union Fieldhouse, the men's soccer team took down Providence in a decisive 2-1 victory. After giving up an early goal to the Friars, Albany transfer Mamadi Gianna evened things up, finding the right corner of the cage in the 14th minute. And then later on in the 60th minute, Jaime Amaro connected on a corner kick into the box. The ball would be punched up by the PC goalkeeper, but would eventually fall in for the game winner. Bryant remains undefeated and improves to 5-0-1. They will next take on St. Joseph's tomorrow, September 16th, at Burns Stadium, with the game time slated for 7 p.m. So great stuff we're seeing there. And then, Matt, just trying to get this stuff all out of the way early with other upcoming events at Bryant. We see women's volleyball, who will be home this week, taking on Fairfield on Wednesday, September 17th, before heading to BC for their invitational this weekend, taking on the Eagles, Stonehill, and Harvard. Cross country is back in action this weekend, competing in the UMass Dartmouth Invitational on Saturday. Men's soccer after St. Joe's will head up to Easton, Mass for a clash with Stonehill at 7 p.m. on Saturday. And then on Sunday, women's soccer will begin conference play, taking on UVM up in Burlington, while field hockey will ship up to Boston for a clash with BU. Other events for the weekend include men's and women's tennis in ITA competition, and then men's golf competing in the Ryan T. Lee Memorial Invitation. So, Matt, I know it was a mouthful to start off the show. Wanted to get that out of the way early so we could discuss some things. You guys were. I know you guys said that you were talking about the Bryant game on Tom's show. Just give us some of your thoughts, recapping from the last hour.
Well, look, I mean, for one, you have a Bryant team that wasn't in a hangover from their win over UMass. And look, I mean, I understand it's a D2 team, but it's still an any Saturday situation. And you would have thought the same thing going up against an FBS opponent. So it was good to see that Bryant wasn't faltering and that they were able to still go full steam ahead, getting the blowout victory over a longtime rival Bentley. It makes the Bulldog in me smile just a little bit to see Bentley go down a peg yet again. But look, it was a good win, and Bryant is on a winning streak, something we don't often see. A 2-game winning streak for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's been a great thing to see with them so far. And like we talked about with Coach Merritt last week, he said that, Bentley, even though they're a D2 team, they're not a team to be taken lightly. And they did not do that. It was an absolute rout for the Bulldogs, taking care of business with the 42-6 victory. It was a great overall win. And as I talked with you guys and Tom on the last hour, I had a chance to actually be at the opening of the new Navigate Credit Union Fieldhouse. I was helping out with other events down at Bryant throughout the day and had the chance to stop over for the festivities and the opening kickoff, which was great. And let me tell you, Matt, this is an absolutely world-class facility for Bryant Athletics. It's, absolutely stunning. That's all I can say. I had, expectations, thoughts as to what I thought this would look like going in. They were absolutely blown out of the water from, just the snapshots you've seen of the football locker rooms to the other teams that are in there as well, to the club level seating, on the second floor with a full serve bar, with the new 120 plus seat film room, with, all the great chair back seats and everything outside and the different concession stands. It's an absolutely amazing facility. And then, to top it all off, you go up to the third floor, which is where a lot of the production stuff happens, a lot of the coaching suites. The home coaching suite for Bryant Football is absolutely amazing. It's almost a full-size conference room that they have to their disposal. So we're excited to see what they'll be able to do up there. You have new TV broadcast suites. You have radio broadcast suites. You have entire rooms just for scoreboard people. And I think for Bryant Athletics, it is such a huge upgrade for them coming off. We're so thankful for everything that David Byrne has been able to put into the stadium, throughout its history. But I think, while we're still grateful for all of that, we were so thankful to be able to get this upgrade from Navigate Credit Union. It's a big time upgrade. And I think that some part of my expectations were completely blown away just seeing that this is a facility built for a CAA team, which is really exciting to see.
Absolutely, and I was actually on campus a few days ago during football practice, and I saw the outside of it. I didn't actually have the chance to go inside at that time, but just looking
Matt,
at
if you can go inside, just trust me, it is unbelievable.
It's definitely something on my bucket list. I do want to get around to that because it just looks like, even on the outside, just beautiful. And I can only imagine what it's going to look like on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was working as a graduate assistant with Bryant the past 2 years, and I got to see the, first, the concrete originally being poured, the steel going up, and, seeing it when it was still kind of a skeleton of itself. And seeing the finished product, it is, remarkable to see that whole thing come together from when it was just a uninhabited construction site a couple months ago, and seeing the finished product. It's unbelievable. It's an incredible feat for Bryant Athletics and Bryant University as a whole. They've been having a ton of great projects going on campus, from the new residence hall apartments they built, from obviously the additions they made over at the Belk Center, and just even more to kind of go off that. It's incredible to see what Bryant has been able to do in just a few short years. Post-COVID, especially too, dealing with a lot of maybe the limitations that would have come with that. You would think that maybe a lot of universities would have rolled back on different projects and spending. Bryant, on the other hand, has gone all in and put their chips in the middle of the table and really is going for it, which is amazing to see.
Absolutely. And definitely adds a bit more legitimacy to the program overall, getting that extra facet to their stadium.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think for, athletics as a whole, when you talk about having a facility like that with the new locker rooms, with the new training centers, and equipment rooms and everything like that, that speaks volumes for recruiting. And when you have that to be able to show to high-class recruits in the that are the peak of FCS talent, FCS or just a high Division I caliber talent for, say lacrosse or soccer's or other teams that may share that field, it's really exciting to see. So I'm really excited to see where that'll go from there. We're going to be able to talk with someone who's going to be able to, hopefully play on this facility pretty soon in Abdel Talabi. He'll be coming up in just a few minutes, but yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, obviously the football team had a tremendous win. It was great. As I said in the opener, you had that punt block, which really kind of set the tone early. And after that, you kind of had an idea that Bryant was going to be pretty comfortable in that game. But let me tell you, it's a great thing to see. And I'm really excited for what the future holds for both football, soccer, which we're going to talk about in just a couple minutes. And yeah, it's really unbelievable.
Absolutely. It's definitely continuing to be up the rise and just getting to see more and more great success for the Bryant Bulldogs.
Yeah. All right. Well, Matt, I know that we're up against a commercial break here. We're going to be having Abdel Talabi joining us at 8:20. So we'll send it off to a commercial break right now, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. You are listening to the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour on 990 WBOB.
Work better at Sprout Coworking. Offering flexible workspace, dedicated desks, private offices, and meeting rooms of all sizes. Don't want to be limited to 9 to 5? Sprout Coworking has membership plans that give you 24/7 access to our facility. With 2 convenient locations in Providence and Warren, Sprout offers the opportunity for our members to work, meet, and play. Work. Professional and casual, flexible or dedicated, Sprout's workspace comes with no long-term commitment. Meet. Sprout's 14 to 20 seat conference center and 4 to 8 seat meeting rooms offer a professional space to hold meetings, interviews, and conferences. Play! Sprout members have a use of a variety of amenities, including gallery nights, bike paths, fitness center, and more. Call today to book a tour. 401-536-9336. That's 401-536-9336. Or online at sproutcoworking.com. Work better at Sprout Coworking.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
New England's premier electrical contractor is Econ Electrical Contractors, focused on providing high-quality service and customer satisfaction. We will do everything we can to meet your expectations. Licensed and insured in all of New England, Econ Electrical Contractors offers competitive quotes for residential and commercial work. Call Econ Electrical Contractors, 401-297-1844. For service upgrades, call 401-297-1844. For pools, spas, PV modules, and more, call 401-297-1844. Or check out econelectrical.net, leading the trade in quality workmanship. Econ Electrical Contractors. No job is too big or too small. Call today for a free estimate, 401-297-1844. Improve or upgrade the electrical work in your home or business safely, affordably, and as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Econ Electrical Contractors, 401-297-1844.
Fall Saturdays are best spent watching the Bryant Bulldogs at Burns Stadium. Don't miss out on all the action this fall. CAA football, Kids Zone, the Phantom Farms Beer Garden, and more. Single game tickets for Bryant Football are on sale at BryantTickets.com or by calling 401-319-8499. That number is 401-319-8499.
From delays to the 7-day outlook, 990 WBOB has you covered with our all-new weather page. The weather moves fast and you need the latest info to plan your day. Let 990 WBOB provide the essential knowledge you need about current conditions. Stay informed with the latest storm info from any device. Plan your commute or your weekend in the sun in seconds with one click. 990 WBOB has all your weather info, including cancellations, closing alerts, and more. Stay informed, warm, and dry with the all-new 990 WBOB weather page made for you.
You're listening to 990WBOB.com, Renegade Radio.
We're joined here along by our first guest, which is brought to you by the Sprout Co-working phone line. For all your co-working needs, large or small, visit sproutcoworking.com. Now on the Sprout Co-working phone line is Abdel Talabi from the Bryant men's soccer team. Abdel, how you doing tonight?
Hey, how you doing? Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Well, Abdel, great win for you guys over Providence College this past Saturday. We'll kind of just start off. Take us through your opening thoughts on the game and the win.
It was a really good game for us, really important win for us. We actually didn't get off to a great start. We went down 1-0 very early on in the game, but we bounced back really well, and we're really proud of the way we could come out with a victory for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about Jaime and Gianna's goal in the game, just kind of setting you guys up for success. That last week, we talked with Coach Rubin about you guys, really trying to get the offense going more, being able to make up for potential early mistakes like that. Just talk about how much of emphasis that was kind of going into this contest and, helping get the offense rolling.
Yeah, we knew it wasn't going to be easy, and we've had a little bit of a tough time scoring like multiple goals in games. But right when we got scored on, we were never in doubt. We had a lot of confidence, and we just have a lot of confidence in our team. So guys stepped up to make plays, but we believe in each other and we believe in ourselves, and that's a lot of the reason why we could get it done.
Absolutely. You guys now improved to 5-0 or 5-0-1 on the season so far. You're undefeated. You guys also have earned your highest ranking in school history right now. You guys sit at number 17 right now in the nation. Obviously, I know that, Coach Rubin has preached it. You guys will talk about, having larger goals than just being, this right now. And you have bigger things on your mind. But for you guys right now, what's it like just being able to, see Bryant be represented on a national stage like this?
I think we're really proud. We're really proud so far of where we're at. But at the same time, we know that we really haven't done anything at all. Every game is so important. We take every game so seriously. And while we're happy we're getting recognition, we're still hungry as ever, and we want to win every game and keep going.
Yeah. You guys have some great competition coming up next with St. Joe's tomorrow night. You have Stonehill and UConn as some upcoming games before, America East play just starts up in less than 2 weeks. So it's all going to start, speeding up really quickly. Based, again, we talked with your coach last week, but based on your, just knowledge and kind of just looking at the team, what are some things that you want to see you and the guys try to improve on with these next couple games?
Yeah, I think that if we can start games quicker, it's going to give us a lot easier of a way throughout matches. Like each game we've had, it's been very close throughout the end. And while it's been a good thing that we can manage those tough games and come out with a win, if we start the games quicker, it's going to make it a lot easier for us going forward. So definitely just starting quickly, scoring goals in the first half. And we're trying to put teams away a little bit earlier and make it easier on us as opposed to letting them hang around.
Yeah, absolutely. For you as well, this has been, an incredible career for you, from the conference championships and the overall success that you guys have had throughout your tenure with the Bulldogs. This go around, just talk about the goals that you have for yourself and the team, this time in this season.
Yeah. I've been around for a while, but there's a reason I'm still here, and it's because of the program and the success that we've had and the success that I know we can have. For me personally, I mean, of course, I want accolades. I want to be on the first team and all that stuff. But for the team, we want to win an American East Championship, and we really want to make it to the national tournament and have a run. We feel very confident. We have a lot of talented guys, and we feel like we can compete with anybody. So we just want to be able to get on that stage to show what we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked with Coach last week about those guys on the team. Obviously you have the returners with yourself and Mark and all those guys coming back into the fold. And then, in terms of maybe the new additions, like we talked with Enzo Carvalho and how they've all been able to come into the team. Just talk about how those new pieces have been able to come in and really mesh with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of new players that have amazing quality that are really, really good. Enzo has done very, very well coming in, making us feel secure in the back.
Mamadi having the goal up at PC.
Mamadi's been so good for. He's been so dangerous, and he didn't score a goal until Providence, but he could have had so many so far. So we're really happy for him and that he stepped up in that moment. But there's so many other guys, too many to name, that have just come in and brought a great impact on the team, whether they're getting all the minutes or the guys that haven't played too much either. Everybody has been so positive and so important for us.
Yeah. Something interesting with Mamadi too is the fact that he is a UAlbany transfer coming in. So he's someone that you guys have gotten to play against on the other side before. And, now having him on your team, just talk about what it's like being able to, say he's in the black and gold now.
Yeah, we're happy to have him for sure. I remember I played against him the year before last, and it was fun to play against him. I didn't know him as well, but we beat them that year. But I had a chance to play with him in the summertime, and we kind of formed a relationship a little bit. But we're super happy to have him now. He's made a great impact for us. And along with Tiago, one of the center backs, he played for Albany as well. So we're happy to have both of those guys, and they've been doing great so far.
Absolutely. And then, as we kind of are ready to sign out here, just talk about when, Coach Rubin this is his third year now with the program. You guys have already seen so much success in just a short amount of time. For yourself personally, what areas of the game, do you think him and his staff have really helped you hone and improve on in this time?
Yeah, I mean, they've made a huge impact on me personally and a huge impact on the player I've become. Specifically, just seeing the game a different way as far as different passing, angles, movements, how to defend. But honestly, just the culture that they've brought, the winning mentality, just learning how to be a leader and just put the team first. They've taught me so many things, both on the field and off. So I'm really happy that they've come so far, and I'm happy to be on the team with him and just doing what I can.
Absolutely. Well, Abdel, we wish you guys the best of luck in your upcoming match tomorrow night and this weekend against Stonehill. So we'll talk to you soon, and go Bulldogs.
Yeah, thank you very much. Go Bulldogs.
All right, take care, Abdel. Well, that was Abdel Talabi joining us here on the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour. Matt, I know we're going to head to a commercial break pretty soon. It was great having the chance to talk with Abdel and the team, and it's really great looking forward to this weekend. Give us your thoughts.
Oh, absolutely, Brian. I mean, I'm very excited to see what this team's going to do next. I mean, just the fact that they're nationally ranked and on this sort of roll, no losses yet, just looking great for this squad, and excited to see where they're going to go coming up to the America East Conference play.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Matt, we're going to be back in just a couple minutes. When we are back, we're going to be joined with Bryant head football coach Chris Merritt. You are listening to 990 WBOB.
Lost in a world of cannabis, looking to make quality decisions but not break the bank? Well, it's time to come down to earth. Mother Earth Wellness, Southern New England's premier cannabis experience. You can shop online at motherearthri.com. They've got all sorts of specials. Stop on by at 125 Eston Avenue in Pawtucket. Give them a call at 401-352-4300. That's 401-352-4300. You can shop by category. They've got it all. Tinctures, flower, vapes, you name it. Accessories, topicals, edibles, and more. Mother Earth Wellness, an official sponsor of 990 WBOB's Crush Cancer 2024 campaign. It's time to come down to earth. Mother Earth Wellness, motherearthri.com. Southern New England's premier cannabis experience.
You got me! The galaxy is safe once again. Sometimes kids play with pretend guns. It's up to us to make sure they don't play with real ones. Keep yours stored locked and unloaded. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Fall Saturdays are best spent watching the Bryant Bulldogs at Burns Stadium. Don't miss out on all the action this fall. CAA football, Kids Zone, the Phantom Farms Beer Garden, and more. Single game tickets for Bryant Football are on sale at BryantTickets.com or by calling 401-319-8499. That number is 401-319-8499.
You're listening to 990WBOB.com, Renegade Radio.
All right, welcome back to the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour here on 990 WBOB. We're back with our second guest of the evening, who is brought to you by the Sprout Co-working phone lines for all your co-working needs, large or small. Visit SproutCoworking.com. Now on the Sprout Co-working expert hotline is Bryant head football coach Chris Merritt. Coach, glad to have you back on the program. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, Brian, doing just great, man. How about you?
Doing great, Coach. Well, hey, congratulations on another victory. Your team's now 2-1 on the season. It was a great game. Had the chance to be at the home opening for the new Navigate Credit Union Fieldhouse. It was all great. To kind of start off, just give us your opening thoughts on the win and everything from the evening.
Well, I was a little bit nervous going into the game just because I didn't want it to be a trap game for this team after a big win against UMass the previous week. I wanted us to come out with focus, with some maturity, and play our brand of football. You know, I think that when you play two FBS opponents in a row, it kind of gets you conditioned to a certain type of size and speed. And the Bentley game gave us a little bit of a challenge more mentally than anything else. And kids came out, they executed, still not happy with the penalties and still not happy with the turnovers, but defense played a heck of a ball game. They had one bust, gave up 6 points, but offense put 35 on the board, and we got the special teams touchdown. So it was all around a solid performance in all three phases of the game.
Absolutely. We'll talk more about those three phases in just a second. But, Coach, first of all, while it was the home opener and was a great win for you guys, it was also, as we said, the grand opening of the new Navigate Credit Union Fieldhouse. I know you guys have a new locker room to show for it. I know, we got to see some great video of the guys on the Bryant football socials, getting to their reactions, being totally in shock and awe, getting to see the great facilities and, really just all the, great things that came from that. For you guys and the team, just talk about, finally getting to be in this, new stadium. I know we've been talking about it for a couple weeks now, but finally getting to be in that new locker room, that new, facility. Just talk about how, just everything the guys were able to get from that.
Well, she's pretty, ain't she? I'm going to tell you.
It's pretty nice, I will tell you.
When I saw the renditions and the drawings last year, I was prepared for a letdown. I was prepared for, it can't look this nice, until I got in there and I was like, holy cow, this is unreal. I would put this up there with any FBS locker room in the country. And I mean, any level, first class, the space, the lockers, the facility, the decoration of it, the aesthetics when you walk in, it screams first class. And you've got the team meeting room upstairs. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I thought the distraction of being in this new building was going to add a little bit to my concern going into the game, because I wanted my guys focused on on Bentley. But I'm going to tell you, the captains did a great job of taking the team by the horns and telling them, get all your TikToks and all your other stuff out of the way on Friday, because Saturday we're going in here as business. And it was really a neat experience. And I think in recruiting, it's really going to help us out. We had several recruits on campus, and they were, their jaws dropped in awe. And I think this is a difference maker. It's a game changer for Bryant football, for us to compete in the CAA when it comes to recruiting. And I can't wait to get recruits here on campus just to see their eyes when they walk in the place.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to see it. I was thinking the same thing about just the impacts it has for recruiting. And, I was also just, it was great to see some of the alumni base come back and get to see this facility that they really helped build through their play on the field. I had the chance during the game to actually speak with Landon Ruggieri. He was up in the club level after the ceremonies and everything, and got to talk with him. And, he told me the same thing that you said, that, it being as up there with any FBS locker room. And then he even said that, from his experience, from his brief experience with the NFL, he said that it was better than some pro locker rooms that he's seen. So he spoke very highly of it, and it was great to see that. Kind of just reflecting on that, how great was it to see those alumni come back and get to appreciate all this?
Yeah, in the locker room, we've got 12 end caps that are pictures of guys who started their career at Bryant, finished their career at Bryant, and excelled on the field, that helped build the foundations for this football program. And I'm fortunate enough to have a number of the guys that played for me in that room. Obviously, the other guys that played for Coach Fine. It was great to have them all on campus together at one time, and we took the opportunity to kind of unveil their end cap to them, and just the look on their family's face and their kids' face, and guys from all generations of Bryant football. The football program is only 25 years old, so it doesn't go back that far. But the program is what it is today because it stands on their shoulders and the accomplishments that they've made on the football field. And I look forward to getting them back on campus more and more often. Landon is just one of the youngest ones in that group.
Yeah, I know that I spoke with him personally. I know that coming up in just a few minutes in our next segment, we're going to get a chance to talk with Matt Tracey, whose mural is also up in that locker room. So we're going to get a chance to talk with him about his experience going in to witness that. But getting back to the game itself, you guys were able to set the tone early with that punt block on Bentley's first drive. I know, the fans at the stands, there was almost kind of a disappointment at first. You see that what was thought to be an initial interception was ruled an incompletion. You see the punt team roll out, and you're thinking about the next offensive possession. And before you can even get to that point, you see, the great punt block there recovered by Zahim, and then, a touchdown to start it off early. Just talk about, like you said, executing in all three phases.
Well, anytime you get a special teams touchdown, that's a game changer. That's a big swing of momentum. We felt that we had a great scheme against their protection, and Andre Smith went in and blocked the ball with his face, and Zayn did a great job. We tell them anytime you block a kick, it's country ball back there. You pick that up and run no matter what, and Zayn did it, put it in the end zone, big play. And the defense held to force the punt, and then the defense held the next series as well, and they punted the ball down to the 1 yard line. And the offense had not been on the field for half an hour at that point.
Well, that was almost like, I think that was the first drive of the game to that point. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And they actually had to kind of, during the timeout break and before, after the punt, we actually had them doing calisthenics on the sidelines to warm up and get their blood going.
Yeah.
And by gosh, they went out and put together a 14-play drive. It wasn't 99 yards. It was about 150 because we had penalties but they marched down the field and scored a touchdown. And I think that kind of set the tone for the rest of the ball game. The defense was going to hold, the offense was going to score, and the special teams, got the party going. And it was just like I said, all three phases of the night. We still had hiccups now. We still had a red zone fumble by the offense, and we had a coverage bust by the defense. But I think all in all three phases played pretty well.
Absolutely. I think, especially too on the offensive side, you had success in both the running game and passing game. Just starting off with the running backs, you had, Grant Robinson scores first Bulldog touchdown. You had Dylan Kedzior with the 40-yard house call, and then Elijah Elliott just being a consistent anchor back there. When you have that versatility in the backfield as a head coach, just being able to call upon those different guys, just talk about the advantages that provides for you and your offense.
Well, this is probably the first time in my career at Bryant that we've been able to hang our hat a little bit on the run. And it's difficult when you open up against two FBS opponents where size-wise, it's a little bit mismatched in the box. But we really wanted to focus on establishing the run game. First half, Bentley wasn't allowing us to do that because they were loading up the box, and we had to take advantage of the passing matchups, and we did. But once they started to pull guys out of the box for coverage, we were able to establish the run and to get the explosive runs out of all three backs. All three backs had explosive runs in the ball game. And, when I took this job, I said that we've got to be able to run the foot. If we're going to be in the Northeast, we got to be able to run the football and stop the run. And I think defensively, the first three games, we've been able to hold opponents to less than 100 yards per game. And then now last night or Saturday night was a great opportunity for us to establish our run game and get that thing moving. And listen, anytime you can run the football, everything else opens up. And
yeah. Yeah. And then when you talk about the passing game, you mentioned you said 150-yard drive that resulted in that touchdown to Tristan Riley in the left corner of the end zone. Zaheem Kalik also had another touchdown grab, and then Brendan Meyer once again was showed incredible poise in the pocket. When it comes from his playmaking off the bootlegs and scrambling out there, that almost looks reminiscent of a Matthew Stafford, or him being able to move up and make plays in the pocket. What impresses you the most about the offense's game, and just what they are able to really kind of accomplish?
Sure. Brennan is getting better and better. You have to remember this is still his maybe fifth start.
Yeah.
After last year, he's a slippery bug now. He's somebody who he's got a great sense of awareness of where pressure's coming from. He gives himself more time with his feet, and he throws very accurate footballs. And one of the things I like about our passing offense right now is you really can't key on anybody, because he does a great job of spreading that ball around from the receivers to the tight ends to the running backs. And that's, anytime you can force the defense to cover everybody and all 53 yards wide of the field, you got yourself a good offense.
Yeah. And now, as you guys look ahead to CAA play against Campbell, I just wanted to talk about that. Obviously, you've had two great FBS opponents. You guys have had, this this last win against Bentley. Conference play is now starting up. Just give us some of your keys to, to as you look forward to this Campbell game.
Sure. When we first looked at our schedule, we had some Debbie Downer faces. Oh, we have to go play 3 games on the road. Well, in the first 4. Well, I don't look at it that way. We get to start off conference play on the road against a very tough opponent. But we've been on the road against 2 other FBS opponents. So our guys are conditioned and they're ready for it. This is nothing new for them. And the CAA is the real deal. Just because, and I used the stat that the CAA used last week. When we beat UMass, we were the 13th team to beat a FBS team in the last 6 years. So it's not like, the CAA isn't well known as a very tough conference. Winning on the road in the CAA is darn near impossible, but we're ready for it. We those 2 games that we played on the road against UMass and New Mexico State, those experiences are going to pay dividends for us down there in North Carolina. And they are a very talented football team. They're very athletic and they're very big. We have our hands full, but I really feel that we're going to prepare and play with confidence, and we need to get that first CAA win.
Absolutely, Coach. I know we were able to touch a lot of bases tonight. Thank you so much for joining us on the program yet again. Best of luck this Saturday.
Absolutely. You take care, Brian.
All right, take care, Coach. All right, well, that was Coach Chris Merritt joining us on the program tonight. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to be joined by Bryant Bulldog alum Matt Tracey. As Coach discussed, we're going to talk about his experience coming back to Bryant and all things with that. So stay tuned. We'll be back very quickly. You're listening to 990 WBOB.
Hi, I'm Michelle Klein. We make all of our leather goods here by hand. I ended up picking Weebly to build my website because it was super easy to use, very intuitive, fun actually. A huge part of my business is the e-commerce. People from all over the world have bought products from me, so that's really great. What made me want to start this business is my love for design and wanting to make a product that anyone could use. I like the idea of being my own boss.
Go to Weebly.com today and make your dream big.
Inspire the inner graphic artist in you. Everyone can become a professional designer with PhotoJet's graphic design tool. Whenever you feel inspired, you can always create awesome designs with massive templates from posters, flyers, cards, and invitations. PhotoJet meets all your needs to create graphic designs, make collages, and edit photos. Check them out at photojet.com today. With only a few clicks, anyone can create professional artworks even without any experience. Powerful design and editing tools enable you to achieve high-quality results quickly without any hassles. All for free. That's right, free at photojet.com. No download or registration required, effortless and time-saving. Design like a pro today at photojet.com.
On average, people have to wait 29.3 days to see a doctor. Anyone living with erectile dysfunction, hair loss, or cold sores knows that kind of wait just won't work. That's why there's Roman, the digital health clinic for men. Complete a free online visit, and you'll hear back from a U.S. licensed physician within 24 hours. If medication is right for you, Roman delivers it with free 2-day shipping, always in discreet packaging. Get started today with a free online visit at getroman.com/TV. Roman, let's take care of it.
Do you need answers? Call Big Brother Investigations for rental, employment, and background checks. Document searches and retrievals, no problem. Or just call for peace of mind. Call us at 401-769-8844. That's 401-769-8844. Or email at info@bigbrotherinvestigations.com. Let us tip the scales in your favor.
You're listening to 990WBOB.com, Renegade Radio.
Welcome back to the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour. We're here in the final stretch of our show this evening. I'm Brian Kostiw. We have our final guest on the line, but before we do that, I just want to say that tonight's show is brought to you by the all-new 990 WBOB radio page, offering links to all your favorite shows and hosts, including your newest show, which you're listening to right here, the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour. So thankful to be able to be back for another week doing this. And before we get the chance to talk with our next guest, I just want to say that they are brought to you by the Sprout Co-working phone lines. For all your co-working needs, large or small, visit sproutcoworking.com. Now on the Sprout Co-working phone line is Bryant Football great Matt Tracey. Matt, thank you for joining us on the program tonight. Glad you could make it.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. This is great.
Absolutely. Matt, I know you had the chance to come back to campus this past weekend and check out the new field house, see the locker room, and even actually see your mural in the locker room, honoring you and many of the other, greats that have come before in Bryant football. Just, for yourself, talk about what it was like, getting to come back and experience that moment.
It was unbelievable. It was really a surreal moment. So, being from Denver, coming out to the East Coast and playing, and then moving back to Denver. About 3 weeks ago, I brought my whole family out I've got 3 young boys and a wife. And so we came out to practice, and it was really awesome. I thought that, hey, this was my trip of the year. I'll catch a game later in the year. And then coach kind of dropped the news that he was doing those end caps and those murals in the locker room, which was just an amazing surprise. And my kiddos were there to see it. And, at that point, I had to come back. So being back twice in a month was amazing. But, even more amazing was seeing some of my old teammates and some of the greats that, that built this program. And then also some of the new guys that I followed. I knew their names, but I never met them in person. And so, man, that locker room is amazing. It's state of the art, everything they're doing there. It makes me proud to be a Bulldog. It makes, I don't think there's anyone more proud to be a Bulldog than Matt Tracey the other night, because, I transferred in from Bentley, and we took him, to the cleaners, and that felt good. So, I mean, all good things, really happy to see where the program is going. And there were some awesome faces, like President Makeley was around, and just some awesome faces to see. So it was great.
I was about to say, when I was kind of getting ready for this, I saw that you had some prior playing experience at Bentley. So I saw that it was, there were two different things kind of going for you in that game. So that must have been great to see. For yourself, again, being able to be part of, this initial, Bulldog team coming up from the Division II days to making that transition to D1. And, getting to, really be part of, that initial success at the D1 level, and seeing where it's taken them so far, just, how incredible is that, getting to be a part of that early, that early D1 success?
It was amazing. I remember when we first came into the NEC and Coach Fine came back, I don't know, sometimes he would embellish things to try to fire us up. But, he came back from, the media days, and he said, these coaches don't think a single one of these players is going to make all conference. He doesn't think they don't think we're going to get a single win in the conference for years. We just can't compete at that level. So I came back last year. I talked to the team, and I told them, I said, you guys are in a similar situation we're in right now. I go, you guys have been in 4 leagues in 4 years. You've been behind the 8 ball. And I go, you got to find a way. And when you do, you'll bring back some of these alumni that want to be there to support, because we were in those dog day years where we were grinding to get wins, and we had success, and it was awesome. It kind of catapulted us to where we are now. I see momentum coming back right now as well. And so, I've got some group chats with probably about 20 to 25 guys it's buzzing right now, right? Their support, they're starting to see some of the things they want to see. And so, those early years were fun. They were fun. We were always underdogs. I remember we made T-shirts because we hadn't lost to a single team in Pennsylvania for like 2 years. And we made, Pennsylvania state champ shirts, like stuff like that. It was just like, we were always underdogs. We were always fighting, but, we did see a lot of success, which was really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's awesome to hear about. I think for, getting to see where this program has gone, seeing being on the other side of it and getting to be a fan and alum of the team now, and, seeing the success that they had with, beating an FBS team in UMass, and, now all these new facilities, and just all the recruiting and, everything that kind of goes into that, just talk about, how hopeful and, how, excited you are for the future of this program as well.
I mean, you can start to see glimmers of the future of just being bright when you go and see these facilities. They're state of the art. I haven't been to, the BCs of the world, but I can't imagine many other facilities as great as the ones that we are building here at Bryant. When you sit there, I was up there at the top, talking with Bill Smith and Mr. Conate, who built out the baseball. These guys, they're ready to put money into this. They're ready to build this thing out. That's where they want the future to go. Obviously, academics comes with all these things, and sports comes with academics, that they're all great in their own way, right? But I mean, when you're starting to look at it, it's this program is starting to grow. When I transferred in from Bentley my freshman year, Coach Fine, he sat there and he told my quarterback, Mike Krosnick, we were sitting out, and he said, "Hey, you're going to travel to UMass with us. I want you to see what it really looks like. I want to see what this level of play looks like." Said, "Hey, great, that sounds good." I get there in our sweatsuits, and I mean, we did not deserve to be on that field. And I don't say that in a bad way. I just say it, Liam Cohen, the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, was their quarterback. Victor Cruz was their one of their receivers, one of their other receivers just went off. I mean, we were down 35-0 in minutes, and to see them come back years later, 14 years or 15, 16 years later, and beat that same exact program who actually made the jump. If you can't see the strides that they're making, even if, last year had less wins, the strides they're making are great. So, really happy for what we're seeing and where it's going. The kids are hungry, and I know how hard it is right now to recruit, to keep kids in campus, to keep them from transferring, to keep them Bulldogs for life, right? I mean, those are the kind of things that we want to see, and that's what Coach is trying to do right now. And I've had a lot of conversations with him about that.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely something that's very poignant right now in the world of college athletics. And I think as well, like you kind of mentioned it with all the new changes that have happened with campus, both on the field and then with just all the different developments going on. For myself, I graduated from Bryant in 2023 and got an MBA in 2025. And from the time I was going to Bryant baseball camps in 2015 as at 12, 13 years old, to just seeing what it's become in just that amount of time, it's night and day. It's unbelievable. The football field for you guys, I know it was a grass field at the time. There was no strength and conditioning center. There was none of this. And to kind of see it all come into play, it's really a testament to all the hard work that you guys put in throughout your time and what's continued to grow from it. So it's incredible. It's exciting time for the future of Bryant football.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously Dave and Terry Byrne have been amazing advocates of the program. And I've met him over the years, both of them. They're great people. But without people like them believing in this and believing in the program and believing in making and pushing Bryant to be, a absolute premier academic and athletic institution in the Northeast, I mean, I don't know where we would be. So, I mean, I obviously want to say thank you to them. I mean, because, early on they did our first locker rooms, then they did the field and then the weight room. I mean, they're doing everything, right? So.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And I think, with this, you're kind of seeing Bryant continue to take that step forward. They're no longer trying to be known as that school that's the best kept secret in the Northeast. They're trying to become even more known, and their notoriety is continuing to grow, which is unbelievable to see. For yourself now, post grad and getting to build this career for yourself, and for yourself, just talk about what that balance was like at Bryant, getting to have premier Division I football on your plate, but also getting the chance to have a really great academic background as well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said about the balance and finding the balance. When you're playing a sport, it's full time, right? You have to fit your courses in at a certain time. We didn't have the privilege of booking classes at certain times in the afternoon or times that were more convenient. It was, hey, you have to be between 8 o'clock and 12. And then once 12 hit, it was tape and it was film and meetings. And then, there was times where, hey, I couldn't get that other class and I had to take a night class. And then at night class, you're cutting out while coach is speaking just to run and shower up and then go do a 6:15 to a 9:15 class. I think it takes a special individual. It takes a lot of different things, right? I mean, college is hard as is for a regular student. College is hard. Athletics is hard as is for athletes. And so when you put them all together and then you add in study hall and mandatory hours there and all these different things, you gotta tip your cap to these kids and how they're doing it. I think, especially with the NCAA and the way they put rules together, and I don't know how they've gone now, but it's a full plate at all times. But I will tell you, when you come back and you come out, you are prepared for the world. You are prepared for a schedule. You are prepared for a job. If you're coachable, athletes hopefully can be and are. But those are the things that set these kids up for future success. And I left and came back to Denver, so I didn't really use my Bryant golden ticket in the Northeast where I could kind of go and find a job, anywhere. But, I was talking to some of the people over at Navigant, and I was talking to some other people at Ernst & Young that were at the game, and they were like, we cherry pick and poach these kids all the time. And when you are an athlete and you're putting that time in, they see that, they know, and they want to interview you. If you can put it all together, these are the type of people that want to hire you. So, when you're at Bryant, and if they can finish at Bryant, it's one of those things where I look at it and I go, hey, you're in the right place. And if you can do it, you're set up for success and hopefully to get back down the road.
Absolutely. Well, Matt, we really appreciate you coming on the program tonight. We're so thankful to have you back on, and we can't wait to, see what the future of Bryant football holds. So we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you guys.
All right,
Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs. Take care, Matt. All right. Well, Matt Carvalho back in our studios. Matt, I know we got to wrap up real quick. Just give us some of your end thoughts.
Well, great show tonight, Brian. Great night for the Bryant Bulldogs. Great week, and plenty of more in store coming up for the Bulldogs. Can't wait to see it.
Absolutely, Matt. We got a great week ahead of us with the Bulldogs on the football side going into CAA play. Bryant men's soccer continuing to climb the ranks, and it's an exciting time to be a Bulldog. So, Matt, I know we got to sign off real quick. So, you are listening to the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour on 990 WBOB.
The preceding program contained views, opinions, and thoughts that do not necessarily represent those of 990 WBOB, its management, or its staff. So now you know.